everybody, Frank Gray here, and I'm joined by AIME CEO, Katie Sweeney. Hi, Katie.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Me too. Yeah, special thanks to Carl Markman over at Remen for getting us together. It's been fun getting to know you a little bit over the past couple of months.
Yeah, Carl, thank you again. It's been awesome. And I'm excited for us to see how our two groups can start to work together a bit more. I think it's going to be a fun 2022.
I do too. Great. So, hey, let's dive right in. So I want to talk about AIME Fuse. I was there. I got to tell you, Katie, January marks my 35th year in the business, which I know I don't look that old at all, right? I know. But having been in it for 35 years, the past 15 years as an industry spokesperson or whatever, I got to tell you, I've been to a ton of events. I've pretty much been to everything that's out there. And I got to tell you, I think that AIME Fuse event was maybe the best, the biggest, the most impressive event that I've been to in my 35-year career. I was really set back and like, wow, this is pretty impressive. And I got to say congrats to you and your team, because I know setting up an event like that, it's not easy, is it?
It is not easy at all. This is the first event that I've really had my hands in. And I've been to lots of industry events before, and even some of the AIME ones, and being on the AIME team prior to this role. But I was never really in the weeds on the execution of it. It was more, I've got some ideas, and then other people are the ones that are really pulling it forward and making the event successful. And it was a completely different environment this year, but it was awesome. It's a lot of work for anybody who is doing that regularly. Like, hats off to you.
Right.
It was way more work than I was expecting. Thank goodness I have been able to bring together the strongest team, I think, in the industry for what we do. And I'm super grateful that they were all there, because I would not have pulled this off. This had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with the team and them coming together. And we've got a new team and a really young team. And I think that helps make our events really vibrant and exciting. And you don't get stuck in what mortgage events usually are, because we're not all mortgage people. I mean, I have the most mortgage experience, I think, outside of Mark and Brendan McKay on our team. And I've only been in the industry about 5.5 years, maybe 6, coming up on 6 next year, I think. Everyone else is less than a couple years in for the most part. So for them, we're pulling ideas from concerts, from music festivals, from arts festivals, from movie festivals and theater launches, like anything that's exciting and engaging that people want to participate in. And how do you create something that people are going to walk in and say, wow, and want to come back every year, and then make sure that the content and everything is tailored exactly to the audience. And I think the team did a great job of pulling it off. We were all really, really happy with how it turned out.
Well, and you should be. It was great. And that is exactly the vibe that I got. It was new, it was exciting, it was fun, it was great. So congrats again on that to your whole team. Very, very, very well done.
Thank you.
So I wanted to ask you this, what's new at AIME? I know that there's been a lot of changes and more to come. And what's new? What do you got cooking?
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on. So AIME Fuse this year was our largest event to date. We're about double the size of any event we've ever had in the past, which I think is a testament to the direction that we're going and some of the initiatives that we talked about launching. So we had about 3,000 people there this year that were able to hear about the launch of our new member portal. It's called AMP. The AIME member portal. It's very clever. And so we announced that launch this year during Fuse, and it's where everyone's going to be able to interact and engage with one another. Our audience is great, but we've kind of had 2 split groups. We've had the email group and the Facebook group. And not everybody engages on social media every day, and we recognize that. We don't want to limit membership to people who are active on Facebook. And also, just as the planner in me doesn't want to be beholden to a single platform either. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. If Facebook went down for an entire day not that long ago, we were like, what do we do? How do we talk to our members? How do we get them information? So we launched the member portal. That's where you'll be able to engage with anything and everything that we do. All of our resources are there. There are profiles on every partner that we have. There's a really cool search function that's basically Google, but for mortgage and for our partners, where you can search for specific product types, you can search for credit bands, you can search for specialty services and offerings, and it will return to you results of every partner that we have that fits that search criteria.
Wow.
There are escalations, which have become very popular this year. I think 2020 was all about helping our members connect with new partners. 2021 was all about making sure that everybody was managing volume and capacity to the best of their ability. And sometimes things don't go perfectly. Sometimes things go off the rails. I know, it happens. It does happen. And whether that was, something where one of our partners dropped the ball, or something that one of our brokers didn't see, something that was lurking around the corner and now they need help trying to save it, that's what we're there for. So we have an escalation process that helps get our members connected to our partners to try to resolve issues in really short periods of time. So every lender has their own resolution process, but sometimes it can take a couple of days. Our goal is to find the right leader for each individual circumstance to try to get things resolved within a couple of hours, help you save realtor relationships, help you get clients into their homes, making sure nobody's missing anything. We're trying to jump in. So our escalation process is now available in AMP as well. So it's fully automated, which is really cool. And we're working on some broker approval things for next year. Carl and Remen is actually one of the groups that we're doing some test cases with. So making sure that you can actually bypass the approval process directly with the lender and just create your profile with us. We'll deal with getting the lender all the information that they need. We're trying to make it to where you can get approved in 5 minutes or less.
Oh my God.
That's our goal. Yep. So identifying areas of friction that slow you down or that take time away from working with your borrowers and with your consumers as a broker, we want to figure out what those things are and then figure out how to build them into our membership benefits and into our member portal so that you can save time. Our whole theme at Fuse this year was, we're going to fight for you, brokers, so that you can go out and fight for your consumers. And we want to make it as easy as possible to take all these little things that can get in the way as a small business owner. We'll take that off your plate so you don't have to worry about it, so you can get out there and help more people. Because we truly do believe the more people you can help, the more consumers we get into homes. And we want to make it as easy as possible to do that.
Goodness, that is pretty amazing stuff. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is remarkable.
Cool.
Great
Some
stuff.
really cool resources and stuff too, new events that are launching, all that will be available through the member portal though. So everything's going to go there first. We've seen some great adoption too. So we made one announcement at Fuse. I wanted to get, 400 or 500 people in there testing the platform. My background is actually in product development and application development. So this was my kind of baby that I got to work with and help design and structure how we're doing it and how does it integrate with our database and our data services and all kinds of really cool stuff so that we can make it a really tailored experience to you when you're logged in. We thought we'll announce it on the stage at Fuse. We'll get a couple hundred people who will want to jump in there right away. Some will trickle in. We haven't done any promotion of it at all yet. And we have almost 2,000 people that have created accounts in less than a month. So
goodness,
which is
great
awesome.
stuff. It is.
Really excited to see the adoption.
That brings me to my next thing. And I don't know if there is anything. I was going to say, well, what's next for AIME? But my goodness, you've got all, is there more? Is there more? Yeah. What else do you got coming? What's coming up?
Yeah, our whole goal going into next year, like we said, we're going to stick with this theme of we're going to do whatever we can to make your life as easy as possible, whether that's working with our partners, working with your consumers, working with real estate agents or other industry associations so that you can get out there and help more people and impact more borrowers. So our whole focus for next year trickles down from that mission. We've got lots of new training and certification programs that are rolling out in January. So we often hear one of the biggest barriers to growth is you don't have time to recruit and train. That takes a lot of time away from the things that are helping you work with consumers or even make money or build your business in the moment. So we're going to launch certification and training programs so that you can go hire people who are a good culture fit, who maybe are outside of the industry or who are coming from a different channel, but still need some training before they can get in with the team and start working every day. We've got training programs that are going to launch. So we'll have a certified loan officer assistant, certified processor, and then we're going to do back office broker owner. So all of the business things of being a small business owner, that being a top producer doesn't necessarily mean that you have experience with being a business owner. And so we want to help alleviate some of the friction that exists there right now. So those will roll out throughout the first quarter so that you can bring people in, put them through our training and certification program, and then they can hit the ground running with your team. So you don't have to take time away to train mortgage basics or channel basics. You can focus on team specific. So exactly what platform do you use, but not what are the basics of how to structure a file. We're going to take care of that for you, so that you can grow and scale faster. We truly believe there's going to be a lot of growth for wholesale going into the next couple of years. We've already seen it a lot in the last 5. It got a little bit stagnant in 2021 because I think volume was everywhere. So now that we're seeing rates go up a little bit, I think we're going to see a lot of people want to hop over to the broker channel, and we want to make it easy to do that. So whether you want to start your own company or you want to go to work for one that exists, we're going to help train you. We'll also provide all that information back to our partners so that you can see when new brokers are applying for approvals, should you help them out a little bit more? Do you provide them extra training based off of their experience or if they've been through one of our certification programs or not? Well, product specific certifications that roll with that. Vetted VA is a partner of ours, so they're taking the lead on all of the VA specific training, but we'll have training for FHA loans, for jumbo loans, for self-employed borrowers, anything that can trip you up as a new loan officer or a new broker owner, or even someone who just wants to refresh their knowledge. We want to make sure that you have access to education so that you can pass it along to all of your consumers. We've also got new events that are coming next year that I'm really, really excited about. So one is in February. It's an event that we're doing in Miami for the first time called Hall of AIME, like Hall of Fame. Very clever.
Hall of Fame. Like it.
Yes. So we'll be doing, it's an invite only event for our most engaged members, top producers in the channel, people who are really having an impact on the rest of the broker community. We've got some big speakers that are coming out. I can't tell you exactly who our big speaker is just yet, but we will have it announced probably around the time that this comes out. So I'll shoot it over to you as soon as we have it. But
Great.
Some big names that people will recognize, not just from the industry, but also from financial services sectors, from business development in other industries that have been really successful. We're doing a Heisman Trophy style ceremony to help induct people into our Hall of AIME, and we'll do it annually so that we can really honor people who are having a massive impact on the channel, not just today, but who have really driven brokers to where they are now over the last 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35 years, whatever that is, that have committed to making wholesale a really successful place for people to work and grow, and the broker channel somewhere that consumers want to work with. So that's coming. We're planning on doing Activate again, which is our marketing focused event out in Southern California. That should happen sometime in the second quarter. We've got a bunch of town halls that we'll do throughout the year. So a couple hundred people. We have 5 cities picked right now that we're going to focus on. We always do a big celebration for National Mortgage Broker Day in July. So we'll do something for that again. And then obviously Fuse 2022 is already set. The dates are booked. We're working on how to make that bigger and better. We're trying to get to 4, maybe even 5,000 people this year in 2022. So we've got some big goals for this year, but events are they're back on the calendar now. We've all sort of figured out how to navigate the current environment so we can be out there face to face again, because it's so important.
All I got to say to all that is holy crap.
It's busy.
That's a lot of stuff, and great stuff too. Unbelievable resource for the broker community. I mean, just incredible. Congrats on all that too. Just amazing. I'm really looking forward to see this all develop as it all rolls out. And I guarantee you, I'm going to be at some of your events coming up next year for sure.
We would love to have you.
Well, that'd be great. I'd love to be there. So let's wrap up with this. You're probably the most connected person in the mortgage brokerage industry, who's the most connected to the mortgage brokerage industry is what I was trying to say, right? You've got your finger on the pulse of the broker industry probably more than anybody else. Yeah. So my thoughts for you, or my question for you rather, would be like, what do you think is probably going to be the biggest challenge for the broker industry going forward, 2022 and beyond, and what would your advice be on, overcoming that challenge?
Yeah, I think the channel is actually really set up for success going into the next couple of years. I think whenever rates are a little bit higher, the broker channel tends to be pretty strong. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity to recruit. I would say a couple of things. One, if you're looking on joining the channel, really decide if it's best for you to start your own business or best to join a business that already exists. We are very dedicated to helping grow the channel. Sometimes that means starting new brokerages. Sometimes that means helping you find one that's got the support that you need. It is a different environment than working in retail or in consumer direct. There's lots of benefits to every channel that's out there. Obviously, I work with brokers, and so I think that we've got the most support and the strongest benefits, but there are pros and cons everywhere you go. I think sometimes in the past, we've been a little flippant with everyone can just start their own brokerage and you'll be successful and it'll be totally fine. There is a lot of work that goes into it. There's a lot of back office stuff. You do have to take time to get things set up. If that's your style and you enjoy that stuff and you want to be your own business owner, do it, and we will help you. We've got all the resources you need to help get something started on your own, but really take a look at that. I've talked to a lot of top producers that are coming over from retail in the next couple of months. Half are going to start their own brokerages. Half are going to go join brokerages that already have all of that support in place because they want to produce. They want to work with the consumers. They don't want to deal with payroll and dealing with setting an LOS up, and they just want to come in and make sure they have an impact on their community. So really think about which one makes the most sense. And if you're not sure, call us, talk to us. We will walk you through it. We'll ask you questions. We've got a questionnaire that kind of helps you figure out, it's almost like the choose your own adventure style that you used to do in your books of, all right, I'm going to go down this path because this is what I like. Where do I end up at the end? Does it make more sense for me to own my own shop, or does it make more sense for me to go join somewhere else? So really look at that one. If you're already in the channel, focus on recruiting right now. As soon as pipelines get full again, April, May, June, we all know it's hard to get anybody's attention during that time of the year because everyone is so busy. Really start doing that today, and also start planning for how you're going to handle the holidays. We just talked about that this morning over in our Facebook group, Brokers Are Better. You got to know what your plan is. We don't work in a typical environment where you can schedule PTO and money keeps coming in the door. And that's not how it works for a lot of us. And so what are you doing to make sure that if you want to take time off around Thanksgiving, what are you automating now? If you want to take time off around any of the winter holidays that are coming up, or if you want to take a break for a minute because it's been a crazy year, how are you setting up your team to be able to support you? How are you setting up and informing your clients and your partners when you're going to be available, when you're not? And make sure you protect that time. I know it goes a little bit against the traditional sense of what we talk about. I work really hard all year long. I work 90, 100 plus hours a week, every week. But if you're going to take time to spend with your family, be focused on being with your family. And I think sometimes we forget about that in this industry. It's really easy to chase the next deal and make sure that you're constantly focused on building your business. But I think it's really important, even if it's a couple hours, figure out where your head needs to be focused in that moment and do it. Because if you're distracted, your family's going to know. If you're distracted, your clients are going to know. Your partners are going to know. So be focused on what you're doing in that moment and where your head needs to be at that point in time. And it'll make it better for everybody in the long run.
Great advice from AIME CEO, Katie Sweeney. Thank you so much, Katie. It was a pleasure doing this interview with you. All righty,
this was
great.
Awesome. We'll do it again soon.
We sure will. You guys do us a favor. Leave us your comments down below, forward, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you later. Have a great one. See ya.